I was the world's first industrial war. It toppled 4 European empires, led to the creation of Soviet Union, and marked the end of Europe's long global hegemony. Today is also known as the Poppy Day, which was declared on the 11th of November 1918. Second World War, 1939 to 1945, ended with shattered cities in Germany and Japan in 1945. The 2 atom bombs dropped over Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945 caused the death of 120,000 and injured 140,000 others. Total casualty in the Second World War amounted to a colossal number of 70 million, of which 40 million uniformed personnel and 30 million civilians, at a sum of $1.5 trillion US. Wars and armed conflict are an expensive game involving human lives and hard labor. Our thoughts and tribute does not only cover the 2 wars, but other armed conflicts such as the Korean War, Vietnamese insurgency, and many other conflicts like the Middle East, and the Asian continent, and other conflicts where lives are being lost almost daily. There seems to be no ending of armed conflict around the world, around the globe, and the involvement of uniformed men and women and the commitment to peace is never-ending story. Today's ceremony is also dedicated to other conflicts. In Malaysia, we, together with our Commonwealth partners, Britain, Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, the Gurkhas, Singapore Armed Forces, the Royal Malaysian Police, had endured the communist insurgency from 1948 to 1960. The emergency caused the lives of nearly 2,000 security personnel killed, wounded 2,700, and civilians 1,400 murdered, and still there are 800 still unaccounted for. Those planters and miners working in remote areas in the United States and tin mines were not spared as well. About 99 of the planters and miners lost their lives. Today, our Malaysian Armed Forces personnel are serving in foreign lands in the peacekeeping duties. Our men and women have served our country with distinction, not to forget the support involved from their beloved ones. The memory and spirit of those fallen from all conflicts lives on and receives recognition at the Remembrance Day ceremonies. We, the living, can enormously be proud of this spirit, for it abridges the courage of nations unafraid to protect the ideals on which their freedom is established. Today, we pause to pay our respects and to recall the sacrifices of those who have been lost. We think of those who are wounded and others who have suffered in so many ways. We think of their families in pain and grief, and we express our profound gratitude. It is for all of them, giving a heritage, that we take time to reflect and mark this solemn occasion, and it is for them we live it every year. It is our belief that Remembrance Day or Hari Pahlawan ensures the torch of remembrance continues to burn brightly in the hearts of all of us and the people. I thank you, and before I take my seat, today a notable figure who is missing today is Mr. Harold Spiderwin, who everyone remembers, who knows him very well, who has always been a figure here. He's not here today because his ticket is not well, and he's recovering in the hospital, and I'll urge members to pray for him, and also that we refrain from visiting him in the hospital. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Commander Retired, Mr. G. Dhanaraja, the President of the Penang's Veterans Association. Thank you, sir. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is now a great pleasure for me to kindly invite Mr. D.B. Collins, the Canadian High Commissioner, to deliver the next speech. His Excellency, Mr. Collins, please.
It's an honor for me to say a few words on the occasion of Remembrance Day services in Penang today. We gather here, as many others do around the world, to remember those who fought and who lost their lives in all the world wars, including Korea, many other wars and actions such as the insurgency in Malaysia, and leading today to those who continue to make the supreme sacrifice in Iraq and Afghanistan. In Canada, November the 11th is a day of national remembrance. Offices are closed. It's not a holiday. In every town and village there's a ceremony around a cenotaph like this one, where we remember those who have fought and died on our behalf over the years. As part of the Commonwealth, Canada fought alongside British, Australian, New Zealand, and other Allied troops, including those who were then part of the British Empire. And like most others, Canadians fought to ensure freedom and to deter tyranny around the world. Along with some others here, I was in Labuan on Sunday for a remembrance service similar to this, and was reminded of the death march of those who participated to Sandakan, whose horrifying treatment was meted out by the then occupying forces, recalled the sacrifice they made in our freedom. I know too that many civilians in Penang suffered from 1942 to 45. Many Malayans fought on behalf of the Allies, and in Penang itself, throughout the island, there was an active resistance. After Malayan independence, of course, Canada, along with other countries, helped to develop Malaysia, as it became, under the Colombo Plan, to fulfill some of the dreams that those who fought during the war and afterwards helped to maintain. But today I stand with you as a veteran of the Canadian Navy, never having seen combat myself, I must say, but my grandfather did in the First World War, my father did in the Second World War, and my son today is an officer under training in the Canadian Army. We honor those who served, military and civilian, and we honor those who died or were wounded in all the wars, our allies and enemies together. We fought and achieved a world which has allowed us to prosper and to achieve what we have today. On this 11th of November, all of those who are participating in similar ceremonies, we will remember them. Thank you.
A very big thank you to His Excellency Mr. D.B. Collins, the Canadian High Commissioner. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now a great honor and pleasure for me to kindly invite Dr. Hormat Tuan Chow Kong Yeo, who will address us on behalf of the Chief Minister of Penang. Dr. Hormat, please.